Hi, everyone. Welcome to Abbey Research Reads. I'm Dr. Kristen, and today I am recommending the book iGen by Jean Twenge, which I believe is her, is how I say her name, Dr. Jean Twenge, who is a researcher and loves numbers, God love her, and is also really, really interested in generational shifts within American culture. And this book, iGen, is what she calls what other people are calling Generation Z, folks born 1995 to about 2010. And her argument is that the real watershed moment for their generation is the ubiquity of both the internet and then smartphones when they kind of came of age. In their teenagehood, smartphones were pretty ubiquitous at that point, or becoming ubiquitous. There's a couple things about the generation that she says that are different from millennials in a way that I think we really do need to be paying attention to. First of all, whereas millennials are much more into affirmation and motivation, she says that iGen is a lot more into comfort. And when you think about it, she talks a lot about how they were parented in a different way than other generations. iGen is kind of the very first time that we heard the term helicopter parent for parents who do things for their kids that in perhaps other generations kids would do or students would do on their own. Whereas Gen X and millennials were very eager to prove their independence, iGen is a lot more hesitant too. As a generation, they spend more time with their parents than other generations. They delay getting their driver's license. We hear from college administrators that more often than not, the words or the attributes that iGen attempts to ascribe to their professors are things that are very parental. iGen is very, very concerned about money. They're aware of the student debt crisis, and they've been marinating it for longer than millennials have been in terms of fear and preparation. Dreams for iGen are honestly sound quite a lot like boomers, but without the understanding that it could happen. So they want a mortgage and a good job and a solid foundation to give their kids. But whereas boomers, perhaps we're looking at the GI Bill or looking at a growing economy to do that, iGen is looking at a potentially stagnant economy, in unregulated runaway capitalism, in ways that it's hard for them to get into this workplace, in absolutely insanely expensive college education. So the emotions of that are different. They much prefer, according to Twenge's research, much prefer kind of being parented than being inspired. And that's a really different motivation and potential thing. So this is the first time I've read a lot of this research, but I will say in some of the other research I've done and even just colloquially, some of the things that she say make sense. They are rabidly individualistic as a generation. Communal entities are not nearly as important as individual self. This is the generation that heard you do you more earlier and more often than any other generation. And there's implications of that. Twenge is very, very careful to say throughout the book that none of this is a value judgment. It just is what it is. We need to know what's happening so we can be prepared for it. And that's the position of Abbey Research in general and social science as well. But Dr. Aaron and I are big proponents of the idea that a lot of the things that we say aren't about saying if something is right or wrong, simply saying this is how it is now. I have my own personal feelings potentially about these matters, but that doesn't get taken into account when we begin to puzzle how we position ourselves to work with multiple generations as it is. So all in all, I would highly recommend this book for anybody who works with humans and anybody who is curious about how society shapes and impacts humans and how humans shape and impact society. For my money, it's one of the best books on generations that I've read in a little while, as well as Dr. Henson's previous recommendation of the ones we've been waiting for. I would think that these two books are really, really good insights into where we're going next as an American culture and an American workforce. So that's it. That's iGen by Jean Twenge. Hi, 2 thumbs up from Dr. Kristen. We'll see you guys next time.